Hotep Hotep, Ma'ate Makaru, I'm in here, and we are back with the Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment, or better known as the Melanin Frequency. It is a 52-week energy vigil for the betterment of melanin dominant people worldwide. We began this vigil back in the fall equinox of 2019, and we have been going strong ever since. We are now on transmission wave 33. Okay, and these are frequencies, so we're calling them waves. Okay, so we have 52 of these waves that we magnetize and transmit, and so now we're on 33, and it reads: any subconscious guilt, shame, and doubt for being a captive people is forever dissolved. Any subconscious guilt, shame, and doubt for being a captive people is forever dissolved. Any subconscious guilt, shame, and doubt for being a captive people is forever dissolved. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Oh, and so with this transmission, now remember on the last video, we talked about who we are. It may seem too big to really think about you as an individual doing something for the betterment of melanin dominant people worldwide. Well, what we talked about on the last video is you being a legacy holder of your family. Okay, and with you being a legacy holder of your family, you get to declare the legacy for yourself, your individual family, and your descendants. Okay, and because you're the one that's active now. Okay, your ancestors laid down the groundwork. And listen, not all ancestors did what was best. You know, we have a 500-year history of being in distress. So what would you do while you're under distress? We've never experienced what they have experienced. Most people, maybe there are a few, but most people have not experienced what some of our ancestors experienced 100 years ago, not even 50 years ago. Most of us haven't experienced what some of our parents experienced back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay, and so under stress, under duress, what would you sign up for? And so now what we have to do is now we're active. So we can determine that our legacy, our descendants, they ain't gonna know nothing about this. They're not gonna know nothing about being a victim to a system and people, places, and things. We get to declare that. And if we just, each individual declares that within their own family, it's for the betterment of the melanin dominant people worldwide. Okay, because we are all connected. So with this one in particular, the subconscious mind, okay, whether we are consciously holding this or not, part of the reason why we still fall victim to some of these things is because we haven't initiated what we have the power to do. We haven't changed our minds yet about who we are. We're not captives. Okay, and nobody, no person, place, or thing gets to control our destiny. We get to decide what that is. And when we say it, that's what it's going to be. And if enough of us say it and we keep saying it and saying it and saying it again and believing it and experiencing it, then everybody gets to experience it. It doesn't matter what anybody has set out for you. Okay, and so we can do this now within our own family. And I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience, just in my personal life, setting up these declarations that I'm no longer available for these things. I'm not available for 3-letter agencies to be following me around and stopping me and all this stuff. I want the message to get out. I don't want to be stopped. Okay, I'm not available for, somebody calling the police because they don't like the way I look because I'm checking in and out of a hotel or Airbnb or whatever. Or I'm sitting in the Starbucks waiting to have a business meeting. I'm not available. You know, somebody pick up the phone to do something like that, they're going to need it for themselves. That's just what I set up. Now, not because I'm going to do something physical. It's just going to happen. Hey, you pick up the phone. You know, I don't know. You have an aneurysm, whatever. Oh, shoot. I don't know what was. I don't even need to know that they were picking up that phone originally to call on me because they don't like the way I look. All I know is it's not coming this way. Okay. And so we can make these types of declarations and keep making them some more and more and more and more. And then once you start experiencing this in your everyday life, then you know you have the confidence to then expand that out to your family, to your children, to your spouse, to your parents, to your siblings. And then, you know, once you get there, then you say, hey, let me go a little bit further. What about my friends? What about my descendants? What about my children's children? You know, and so on and so forth. Now, listen, I'm declaring this for my whole family line. So that subconscious thoughts that allows us to, you know, be available. I'm just saying, just being available for it, being in that place, being in a place where it can happen and believing that it can happen. Okay, we have to change our minds about who we are. Okay, and whether that means that we're, you know, it just allow it to do what it does. Okay, we don't have to micromanage how it's going to get done. All we know is, listen, this is over. We're going to move on. Okay, because we don't want to keep cycling back in this. We you know, we don't want to go back to the 50s and the 60s and beyond all over again. Okay, and so any subconscious guilt, shame, and doubt for being a captive people is forever dissolved. And when that's dissolved, it does not get into the epigenetics. We're no longer birthing children who even have this in their DNA, who have this memory in their DNA. It's gone because it doesn't exist anymore. However that's going to happen, I don't know how it's going to happen or what. I don't have to worry about it. We just putting out the frequency so that it's available. So that's what is going to happen. Okay, and we magnetize that first through us, and then we send it out. Ashe. All right, so we will see you on the next one. Join us every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find the link below, or you can go to our website at melaninfrequency.org, and there will be a link there for you to join in at 10 p.m. And what we do is we close out the previous frequency and we bring in a new one. It's a very short meditation or focus. I rather call it a focus versus a meditation. About 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes or so. You know, we do this. We've been doing this every Sunday night since the fall equinox of 2019, and we're going to keep it going. All right, and then you can find out more about what we're going to be doing, some events. We got some big things coming up, so you definitely want to stay tuned. Hold up.